And so when he's speaking here with David, he's saying, wait a second. The man has told me, this world has told me, the books have told me, everything has told me that when I wake up from the time that I was a little baby, I have to prove myself to be a man. Only to realize that I can't even walk without you holding my hand. And then he says, my hope resides with thee. And then we learn in other scriptures how it's not just a hope, but a lively hope. Because we know that God still lives. In 8 it says, deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. So now he's gaining back his strength. He's saying, don't allow these transgressions to overcome me. Don't allow me to sin against my own flesh and ask you a question of why aren't you coming and saving me? Why are you having me go through this? Don't let me go there. But let me use this time, these temptations, these trials, let me use it as a measure to see where I am in God, and let me understand how close I am to you, that I may know, that I may judge how worthy I am, that I can make that request and know that I don't want just stuff any longer, but I need a closer walk with you. And in the end, you know that make me not the reproach of the foolish. Because when you ask too many foolish questions, although you know exactly where you're submitting it to, if you don't believe, if you don't have the faith, then guess what? Everyone's watching you and waiting. They're going to say, wait, he asked his God for a business. He asked his God to get a college degree. He asked his God to get a wife, a husband, to change their marriage, this, that, whatever. But because you doubted, now you gave devil leeway into your life, into your situation. But in 9 it says, I was dumb. I opened not my mouth because thou didst it. Christ had to step in and say, listen, you're nothing. I left all my glory up there to show you that when you're in this earth, the flesh and everything, the money, the fame, is nothing. Because in the end, you have to leave all that stuff there, and you're going to run just to save your flesh. So it says, I was dumb. I opened not my mouth, but not because of me. Because God saw the struggle that David was dealing with. He sees the struggles that you're going through. And he says, okay, this person is getting confused. They're losing control. They're losing the battle, the struggle. And so what happens is, God says, even in Corinthians 8, it talks about he looks at the very heart to see if it's ready. The mind, see if it's ready to receive the wisdom of God. And if he sees that, he takes control of the rest. As we spoke about other scriptures, it talks about as becoming newborn babes, laying aside all malice, all guilt, all evil contentions, and how we describe, this is how you show God you want more of him. Not just doing what everyone else does, or rather not doing what everyone else could see, but working on the inward parts of your heart. Now this is a mystery that also was shown to me. It was that this was also a revelation of Jesus Christ, something that was revealed about Jesus Christ. He was dumb. He was dumb in the sense that he didn't open back up his mouth, and he was led to the slaughter. And so as we look and we're being and wanting to become more Christ-like, we have to realize it takes a stronger man to take a blow, even to take the wrong at times, and not open your mouth, than someone who always seems to have the right thing to say, that aggravates someone else's spirit, and yet gets nowhere in life. Let's move forward. The struggle. Psalm 39 verse 10 and through 13 says, remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thy hand. I want to stop there to realize that God has stepped in. You wanted him to step in. You needed help. And that's why he stepped in. But then you realize as he helped you and he closed your mouth more and more, and as your heart became hotter and hotter inside you, because you wanted to get those feelings, those emotions out. You wanted to vent them, but you couldn't. Then you realize, you're too strong for me. This is too much. And this is where a lot of Christians say, I'm not worthy. And they stop moving forward in Christ. They hinder God from working effectually in their life because you asked for help, but you didn't know how God works. As he says, my ways are not your ways, neither are my thoughts your thoughts. In 11 it says, why thou, when thou with rebukes doth correct man for iniquity, thou maketh his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Yes, you're going to lose your beauty. Yes, you're going to lose your nice words, your speech. But the point in the matter is, you're looking for something greater than what you could have ever offered. You need help from God. And so in doing so, you have to understand that you are vanity. You are vain. You are nothing. And that if you will hold your peace, you are stronger than anyone else out there that may have all the money in the world. In 12 it says, hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. Now again, this is talking about a struggle. The struggle between the right and the wrong, the good and the evil. He's fighting against the flesh and the spirit. And so could you imagine? I didn't mention about what topic this is, right? Because every topic is going to be like that. Until you realize who you are in Christ. Until you realize your calling and your election sure. Until you realize that you're not going to allow anyone to take your crown. You're going to always have this struggle. Yes, it sounds crazy. But isn't it crazy to live a lie? To be in that lukewarm place where you don't really know if you're for God, if you're against Him. One day you like rap music, next day you don't. You know exactly how to ask, something from God. You take away all the foolishness. You'll be good for that one day, and then the next day you fall into the same snares because you may have received your blessing. So then he says, hear my prayer. Forgive me here. Hold not thy peace at my tears. Forget all the stuff I said. It was dumb. I use my own wisdom, and I realize my wisdom is nothing compared to you. For I am a stranger with thee. I am yours. When you said be perfect even as your heavenly Father is perfect, you were speaking to me. I felt those words. I want to become those words. But not just like me and the other people around me, but like the fathers that I had. The religious fathers that laid the foundation, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all those people that have risked their lives living in faith, holding their peace. You're not talking about 1 year with Abraham. You're not talking about 2 years. You're talking about waiting a lifetime for him to receive his son, Isaac. In his very oldest of age, he received it. Or rather, why don't we talk about Zacharias? How long? In his older age. This is patience. Not just giving God a deadline, a time frame. Oh, 5 years seems like enough, or 20 years. No, just wait. Because you may say 5 years, he may come in 2. But the point is, you don't put God in a box and say, do it. Open the box. Just give him the question. And he has many different ways he can answer it. It says, oh, spare me, that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more. Recover. That's all you need in this life. Strength, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. The struggle is between right and wrong, but you need the spirit. You need a quickening spirit to do what is right. So hold on to God's unchanging hand the next time you have a question, and realize that God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly and above all that man could ever ask or think. All you got to do is wait.